The following podcast is brought to you by the Ebb Tide Treatment Center. Many people wrestle with addiction. You don't have to. Reach out to the Ebb Tide Treatment Center, where they wish to empower each individual encountered with the support, hope, and tools required for long-term sobriety, priding themselves on providing the best possible treatment experience for you and your loved ones based on unique needs. They're committed to breaking the stigma that plagues those suffering with addiction and their families by educating and bringing awareness to the community. The Ebb Tide Treatment Center provides individual and group therapy, multiple recovery pathways for support, evidence-based clinical support, integrated aftercare social reintegration, personalized treatment planning, program addressing whole life health, and Vivitrol program, all available. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, reach out to them at ebbtidetc.com or call 844-430-4357. Hello once again, everybody. Thanks for listening to AIW's The Card is Going to Change. Before we get into this week's episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors that help us bring the show to you for free each and every week. Firstly, thanks to Angelo's Pizza. They're feeding us here as they always do while we record, and they, of course, bring pizza to you at our live events at Mount Carmel. If you want to try more of their pizza or anything else on their menu, it's all delicious. Head to Angelo's on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio. And thanks to Smart Mark Video, they record all of our live events. And if you want to relive any of those or watch them for the first time, you can purchase that on DVD or digital download from smartmarkvideo.com. And additionally, head to powerbomb.tv, sign up using the code ABSOLUTE, and you will get a 20-day trial for free. And then stick around and just keep watching the shows that we put out there from the AIW archives. And as always, thanks to Jack Prince, who helps take care of all of our printing and graphic design needs. They can do all of that and more for you, whether it be banners, t-shirts, business cards, flyers, everything and anything. For all that they have to offer, head to jackprince.com.
That's jakprince.com.
Oh yeah, that voice that you just heard, he sounds worn out, but he's not. He's ready to go again, folks. It's episode number 2 of the Swoggle AMA. We are, of course, joined by him, one half of your AIW Tag Team Champions Twins. And as always, AIW owner John Thorne.
He really worldwide
the president.
He really worldwide the mics.
Thought he was a president.
JAK Prince.
He did. He really He tried to.
Thought he was the president of AIW.
What's that called?
It's not a made a mistake. We got to that. We accomplished that. Covered that last episode. My name is Steve Guy. I'm your moderator of sorts. And on this episode, well, as I already said, we are going into part 2 of the Ask Midget Anything.
Can you believe so many questions were submitted for you?
This is blowing me away, actually. You did that tweet, those couple tweets, and I was like, there's going to be 3.
What I love about when we do those tweets is that you're very specific. Like, hey, if you have questions, email them here. And then people just tweet at us or put it on Facebook. I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't fall. And then we have to go searching. The reason we ask you guys to email it is so we don't have to search everywhere for these questions.
All right, I'll start with one from Twitter. It says, I'm gonna come out swinging. 1, what was your take home for WrestleMania 24? What did you do on WrestleMania 24?
So that was when I returned with the Finley JBL thing. I was off the whole month before, and I was really kind of pissed because I was like, I'm going to miss out on all those TVs. And I was doing 2 TVs a week and then 2 house shows a week as well. And I remember my payoff for 24 was like 8. And I was so pissed.
Because would you have made more?
Let's say.
So how does it work?
I would say about 500, 300 to 500 a house show, at least.
Do they pay you off the gate? Is that how that works, or
No
is
one
it
knows.
just
No one knows.
Nobody knows the system.
No one knows, and no one questions it.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my god! Did you see that?
It's like a punch to the face.
There's a crescent kick and then a punch.
Yeah, from the boss
I
man.
fucking love Boss Man. Top 5 of all time for me.
R.I.P.
But I remember getting my paycheck, and I was really upset because I was like, I missed out on the whole month before, leading up to it. But then I realized, and also I paid a lot. I remember I paid a lot for my ring coat that Mania, because I got a matching Finley ring coat. He always had the studded ring coat in WCW,
yeah.
the leather one, and I got a green one made. And
You
I
write
paid-
that off on your taxes that year.
I don't know that to be true, John.
We'll have to ask the Duke if that's a
I
write-off.
think- yeah.
No,
Ask
it
him.
is. It is. But I just remember being upset about my payoff because I was like, I missed the whole month before. I was really bummed out. And then they didn't let me go to Disney that whole week before.
So
They didn't
could be
let you
hidden-
go?
So you could
No,
be hidden.
I had to fly in. Literally, I flew in the morning of.
Why?
You missed
flew-
all the Mania stuff, huh?
I flew in because I wanted to go to Disney every
Because you
day.
were a surprise?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Stephanie McMahon called me and said, "This is why we're doing this. You can't come in early." And I was really pissed.
That's crazy.
So I had to come in. I came in that morning.
You would think that if they were going to do something like that, they would compensate you because they're intentionally leaving you off for that storyline purpose. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I don't know. I never got paid $8,000 to do shit.
Yeah, same here, but I mean, at least not for one time.
But, it's one of those memorable things where... And the crazy thing is, everyone remembers JBL throwing the trash can at me.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yep,
the
yep.
only part people remember. And that was the only unplanned part of the match.
You got a trash can thrown at you in AIW too, man. Everybody remembers that at this point.
Fuck, almost knocked me out. And I was really, really feeling good that day, too.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. That's when
It would have hurt a lot worse.
Mordecai, man. You know what? I think Mordecai is ready for another run in New York, brother.
Looks great, selling real estate.
Looks amazing.
Making... just moving houses.
These are where that USA onesie.
Could you imagine though if Mordecai reemerged in like the Royal Rumble? It would be so fucking over.
It'd be great.
I
If
think-
the fog just entered the arena.
I think for a random, like a day after Mania random match, it would be great.
I like him in the Rumble.
What about in
Going
the
all-
Andre the Giant
You know,
battle?
entrances.
I guess that's true.
I like him.
Some people do.
I like him in the
Who
Rumble.
does the first and the last person?
Yeah, they give like 4 people an entrance.
First and the last person.
I like Mordecai in the Rumble, working a program all the way to Mania, then going in the Hall of Fame. This Twitter question was a 2-parter. 2. Who wins in a legit fist fight, Finley or JBL?
Oh, that's a good
Holy
question. That's a great question.
I've always said, and I stand behind this. Finley is the toughest man I've ever met.
I believe that.
I think Finley, because I think Finley can take 75 punches and then just knock the shit. out of
Okay,
the guy.
were you in the company when Joey Styles allegedly knocked out JBL?
I was. That was on the troops show, or the troops plane ride that I never got to go overseas for troops, which is another thing that I'm half upset about my run because I never got to do the Iraq trip or the Afghanistan trips. And then I was supposed to go on the next one, and then they started in the U.S. ones. But I remember hearing it, and I think Finley told me. He was the first one to... Did you hear about Joey? I go, no. Oh, you knocked JBL out. And I go, you're lying. He goes, no. Oh, greatest thing. Oh, greatest story ever. And he fucking blasted him. He was sick of dealing with this shit and just punched him in the mouth.
Wow.
And I heard it was a decent scuffle, but he caught him.
How about that?
I love Joey Styles because of it.
Because of that.
I wish he didn't get run off of wrestling.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, huh?
I mean, that's just how that's
Like I legitimately never see him anymore.
no, he's done. He won't
wild.
ever come back, I guess.
Why?
because of how people. From what I heard, like Twitter and social media cost him a job, like a real life job. So he just decided that it wasn't worth it to stay.
Was he with Evolve? No, he was with Chikara at the time, right? Yeah, because I was there.
It didn't happen at Chikara.
No, it was Evolve, I think.
It
happened at Evolve, but I was with, he was working for Chikara.
He was working.
Too.
Yeah, he was working.
He was Quackenbush's partner.
He was doing something with Chikara.
He was. So I remember we had a meeting.
I know he was he was helping, trying to make it bigger. But anyway, yeah, I think it's kind of crazy. He was just totally run out of the business.
Like I said, I never see him at conventions. Nothing.
No, I guess
Wild.
From what I heard, he won't do
just straight real
anything.
job stuff.
He won't do. He does because he can't risk, I guess, his real income based on the side hustle of wrestling.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. On a brighter note and lighter note, favorite fast food place and your go-to order at said place.
Taco Bell.
I was gonna say this person clearly doesn't know how
Taco
healthy
Bell?
you eat. Yeah.
Nachos Bel Grande, chicken, no tomato. 2 cheesy gordita crunches, Cool Ranch, no lettuce, chicken. Don't want the beef. Chicken's healthier. And the cinnamon bite thing, like the
Cinnatwist.
no, the Cinnabon bites.
Oh. What about those fucking things you left on the floor over here last time you were here when you were sleeping on your little workout pad, your little cot, and you left all your crunchy things right by you?
Didn't do that. You guys piled those on me.
No. John Thorne, true false. He left those just left a little pile.
I didn't leave them there because you guys fucking piled them on me.
He had a little pile of food he left by himself, didn't he?
I think he was just looking. He was preparing a midnight snack.
Yeah. That's the word.
I ate a lot of Ruffles that night too.
You sure
Or
did.
Funyuns.
You ate my Ruffles and Doritos. All right, next question. This is a good one. Because we've talked about this match multiple times on this show.
Let me guess. WLC?
No. What did you overall think of your match with Tracy Smothers in AIW? It's my favorite AIW match and the first I was ever at. Crowd and roster were outstanding that night.
John Thorne. Let me say this. I praise this company a lot. This is a second home for me. And I say that a lot. I truly mean it. Almost cut a promo after me and Britt. Didn't want that show to go even longer. But that Tracy Smothers match isn't just like top 5 since I've been fired. It's top 5 of all time.
Do you remember that was supposed to be your first match back on the Indies, and Tracy couldn't
do it.
It was booked. We had the flyer made and everything
For J-Lit.
Yeah, it was going to be your
The
first
night of
match.
J-Lit.
No, it was going to be night 2, but it was going to be your first match on the Indies.
Yeah. Oh, holy shit.
Do you remember that? We had everything booked.
Oh.
And then Tracy said he was already booked for Wolfie D's promotion, and Wolfie D wouldn't.
Oh my
give him
god,
the
I
night
forgot
off.
about that because Hawkins and I were gonna do the tag match, and I was gonna do that match.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
So that's why we came back to it.
Was Biggins? I feel like shit. Was Biggins around for that match?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was at the Gargano farewell show.
It was.
Yeah.
I remember. Literally, it's quoted by so many people. I worked 3 bears. I never worked one of you midgets. And he asked Sanjay to produce the match.
Yes.
Because he was
Sanjay
so
agented
worried.
your match.
Yeah.
Made everybody go
I've
around
never
the
had
ring.
an agent on the Indies.
Mm-hmm.
And Sanjay goes, "What do you want to do?" I go, "I don't know."
Well, I just want to say what kind of professional organization that I'm running. That I got agents.
Yeah.
No, that was Tracy. That was Tracy making Sanjay do it.
Sanjay did agenting your match.
Sanjay, I never worked one of them midgets. But no, for real, like that was. My foot is sinking into your shitty couch.
That's a wonderful couch.
That was top 5 matches I've ever had.
You
And
did dance. You danced with Britt during that match.
I danced with Britt, and that's what started our feud, brother.
Yeah.
But no, it was so much fun because I think my biggest thing was Tracy was like talking all this haha, and I go, "What if we wrestled?" He goes, "Why would we do that?" I said, "Because people don't think we will." He goes, "Dylan, I love it," and it was one of those things where like, all right, let's do it.
I don't think people understand how nervous Tracy Smothers, who's probably like a 30-year veteran at this point, he was so nervous.
Afterwards he goes, "Dylan, I've never done something like that. That was the most fun I've ever had." And I saw him like at a convention the month after in Indiana. He goes, "Thank you for that match. I remember when we wrestled in Cleveland. I tell everyone about that."
And you know what? He'll remember that forever. Tracy Smothers has like an impeccable memory.
Yeah, I that was for real one of my favorite matches of all time.
That was good.
Moderator, what do you got?
All right. Any plans of making you a heel manager in the WWE? I could have imagined you managing some big giant oaf and being his mouthpiece.
Oaf.
That's what it
Is
says.
it spelled OAF?
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah. I was a couple of them. I was going to be Sheamus's manager when he first came up to the Raw brand. That's when I got moved to the Raw brand from ECW, away from Finlay. I was going to be Sheamus's manager. And I always pitched to be this Napoleon complexed heel manager.
Uh-huh.
And Vince always said, "Can't make you as a heel. Can't make you a heel. People will never buy a midget as a heel."
He was probably looking at those action figure sales, brother.
There weren't many. Because they didn't make a lot because they had to keep making different molds.
But yeah,
I remember there was a time where your action figure was like the most sought after action figure.
It always was because they didn't make a lot of them because the mold always costed a lot more to make.
But yet you ended up essentially being a heel with 3MB.
Yeah, because no one's going to fucking boo Torito because he can actually do shit.
Right. That worked out well.
Worked out great. Gave me a hell of a 9-month run.
So you would pitch to Vince to be a heel, and he would say no.
I pitched to be a heel the GM. Before the anonymous GM, I pitched to be a heel GM in a promo class. I remember, and then 2 weeks before,
You guys would do promo class?
Yeah,
on
who
the road?
ran that promo class?
Vince did.
Interesting.
Vince and my buddy FPJ, old Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh.
They ran promo
She
class.
saw that. I know what you did last summer. Freddie Prinze.
I still chat with him.
Fever
Randomly, I'll
pitch?
text him.
Not fever pitch.
I'll text him like
Summer catch.
Summer
catch. If his movie's on TV, I'll text him a picture of the fucking
Let's get him out to AIW, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what he's doing these days.
Let him come be the anonymous president.
But he
Can we get
this guy's
Freddie,
job.
Freddie Prinze Jr. meet and
That's this
greet?
guy's job. He's the president.
Freddie Prinze Jr. meet and greet at Absolution, dude. Special guest referee.
Oh, man, that'd be great.
That'd be amazing.
I know what you did last summer. Death match.
You gonna wrestle Duke then?
No, I'm not wrestling the dude.
Why can't we just have a show? I know what you did last summer.
That is a fun
Why it's
one.
got to be Absolution?
But no, we did promo, like I pitched it 2 weeks before the promo class, and then Vince goes, like during promo class, "All right, you're a heel, and you're the general manager. Go." And I just did my shitty thing, and it was awful because I'd do it on the spot. And he goes, "They'll never take you as a heel. Never. They'll never buy a midget as a heel."
Who's in this promo class? Is it just you
Yeah.
three,
No,
or is it
was
a whole room?
ton of people.
Like a whole room? And
I bet you there was 8 to 12 guys.
And like, where does he find the time? Like, where's the time to do
It was
this?
before TVs.
Just sitting around? Is that why you guys got to check in so early?
Like an hour long?
About an hour,
Okay.
hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, and everyone would do a promo. Like JTG would do promos, and like I remember JTG and Arn did one back and forth, and all Arn did was JTG did this promo on Arn, just trying to get over on him, and all Arn did was stand up, take his rings off, take his watch off, take his wallet out of his pocket, put it in front of JTG. Goes, "That's all I have to do," and it was all the boys died. Fucking died because it was like the greatest thing Arn ever, like for us. It was the most Arn thing ever.
Well, this is a good segue. Speaking of Vince, why was the Vince's Son storyline dropped? Where was it supposed to go?
So what I've heard from Brother Love is it was supposed to be Vince and Finlay at Mania.
Against each other.
Yeah, in one of the main event matches.
How would that have
Be a
worked?
tough day for Vince, I bet.
Yeah.
Ooh. Both of them, though, because both of them don't pull back. But it was supposed to be like the top 2 matches, Mayweather Big Show, and then Fit and Vince. And Fit and Vince was going to be like either 3 or 4 main event.
Wow.
Which, like now, I often think like, oh, man, that payday would have been even better. Like,
Yeah,
it would have
oh,
been
yeah,
even
yeah.
crazier. And the build-up would have been even cooler. But it just didn't happen.
Yeah, you don't know why they scrapped it?
No, it didn't happen. And it sucks.
How does
maybe,
it like?
maybe a Vince lifting injury?
How does Vince like go? Finley, that's my guy.
Right.
Irish. Tough Irish. I always heard. He always respected Fit because he was just this tough Irish guy.
That's wild because Fit was really never, bopping around like high up on the card.
No, but he always... same as like the Cesaro thing of Vince likes him and Sheamus because they look brutal in the ring, like they're beating the piss out of guys.
Yeah, I guess he was always featured well. Just wasn't high on the card, if that makes sense.
But he always looked... His work looked real.
Yeah.
It always has. I mean, you can't see a Fit match that doesn't look like a real fight. Besides when he's fucking around me.
All right, you've talked about some of these things making a list, but what is your favorite memory or moment so far in your career?
We'll see.
For sure.
Yeah, number 1.
Why not? Yeah.
That's easily number 1. Number 2 is my last match with WWE when they brought my son in the ring. And then number 3 is being announced as Vince's son in my hometown.
Which, by the way, not to blow smoke up your ass, but the last time you were here and we all sat in this and we had conversation, but then it was later on that WWE released the Where Are They Now thing.
Fuck.
And that turned out great. I encourage people to seek that out and find that. That was a nice little, it was only like 7 minutes or something, right?
8.
Was it 8 minutes?
Maybe 8.5.
Wasn't very long, but
He's got the fucking time stamp.
yeah. It's like, it was 8.5, Steve. It's 8.5, bro. Yeah, get it right.
My dad texted me. He goes, just watch that video. I said, yeah. He goes, did you? I said, no, because I don't ever watch my stuff. I never do. I've watched WLC, I've watched WrestleMania 23 and WrestleMania 24. That's all I've watched mainly. I said, no, I didn't. He goes, you should really watch that. And I watched it, and I was fucking bawling.
Yeah.
And I texted him. I said, that was okay. I said, I texted my dad. I go, it made me seem like a decent person. He goes, the magic of editing.
Right.
And it was cool for them to do because it didn't make me seem like this.
Made it seem like you're selling all those T-shirts in that bin.
Yeah,
bro.
that's right.
I was like, I'm okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not bitter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, it didn't come off bitter.
You're not bitter.
No, I'm happy.
Right.
I'm fucking happy.
And then for guys like us who like, for me, I spend enough time with you, want to pick you up and you stay at my place and we talk about Landon and things and you see stuff like that. For me, it's kind of cool to be like, all right, this is my friend. And like, this is of all the stuff, of all the wrestling and whatnot, it's you and Landon. And you're like, I'm like, it's real life. That's Dylan's greatest accomplishment in life. It's there.
I can make fucking 97 movies and have this WWE run and this, that, and the other thing. But in reality, 10 years from now, when my son's graduating from high school, I'm going to fucking be there.
That's going to be your favorite thing.
That's going to be the greatest thing ever. Like,
yeah.
And my greatest memory is, like, one of my second greatest memory is when he was in the ring with me for my last match. It's the coolest thing ever.
97 movies. They're not going to make that many sequels to Leprechaun, bro.
Not in 10 years for sure.
Leprechaun Origins 97.
Easy.
2 of them.
Relax.
You're only in 2 movies?
Only in 2, Muppets and Leprechaun.
I thought you were in.
Yeah.
I thought you were in a couple Muppet movies.
And how long did that take? How long did that take, dude?
Muppets was a month and a half.
No. I mean,
Are you still in with you still talk to the Muppet people?
Not the fucking puppets, asshole.
No, I meant like
you talked to Jim Henson's kid, dude.
No.
I meant like you're trying to get your spot back.
If they ever fucking do another movie, I'll hopefully be in it.
I feel like you and Animal
Yeah.
Could be a thing.
Maybe they can make an Irish Muppet. You guys can get like be buddies.
They're not real fucking people, guys.
All right, well, whatever.
Do you think Vince saw that YouTube special?
No.
You don't think he watched it? You don't think he likes you anymore, or what?
I don't think he sees any of that shit. I don't think anyone
Like approves it, like runs it by him?
I don't think anyone of fucking power sees it. In all reality,
You don't think Hunter sees it?
no.
You think Hunter would be like, what the
He
fuck?
sees my name and he goes, "Nope, don't care." It's kind of crazy, like, because it was like the most watched thing for a couple weeks, and again, that's me just blowing smoke up my own ass. But it was again, I think it was because people saw a completely different side of me, which was different.
You think that
They heard you talk a lot too, which was different.
Just be a normal human being.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think they'll give you your own show on the E Network?
Oh yeah, man.
Landon and me.
How about that?
I had a meeting before Total Divas was Total Divas. I had a meeting with E to do a show, and nothing ever came.
Story of your life, huh?
Yeah.
Story of my life.
Well, speaking of people that may not be high on the list of WWE's higher ups,
I know it's coming.
this person wants Mr. Anderson story or background into your training with him.
Oh, he was the greatest to me. I told him from day one, I said I don't want to be a midget wrestler. And he trained me to be a normal-sized wrestler.
Any crazy stories of him in general?
Nothing.
There you go.
Literally nothing. Fucking Chris Benoit and him and I traveled one week, and we saw
boy.
Jackass 3D.
What?
How's that never come out before?
You guys don't know this?
No.
Yeah, we were traveling that week, and we decided to see a movie, and Benoit picked Jackass 3D, and was at one point crying, laughing. It was, and thinking about it now, how just like serious and shit he was, to see him dying laughing at Jackass 3D was.
I feel like not a lot of people probably saw that side of him.
Yeah.
No one did. Very few people, I bet. But it was he picked Jackass 3D to see. And he went to see it, and he was crying laughing at one point. And it was insane to me.
Did you guys like go get some Bob Evans afterwards and talk about it?
We went to Outback.
Oh, Aussie cheese
Remember we
fries.
went to Outback. Yep.
What was your relationship with Chris Benoit like?
Awesome. Really, really awesome.
Because you hear a lot of mixed things of him. You know,
He gave me a German suplex. And then he gave me. He goes. Fit goes one night. Finley goes, "What if he gives you the Germans?" And I go, "You're crazy." And Ben goes, "I'll take care of you." First night he gave me one. Fit came in to cut it off, and it looked like Fit loved it so much that the next night he gave me 6.
Oh, no.
And then the next night he gave me 8.
What's that like?
I'm waiting for Fit to fucking slide in to cut it off. And I go, "Is he coming?" But Chris is going, "Nope, not yet. Here we go."
So did you not know the entire time how many there were going to be?
No, Finley was just supposed to cut it off.
Man, he was a strong guy. Because
And
you're a
now
heavy
he's just,
little fucker.
oh yeah, if he could lift me. I was light midget at that point. But, and he goes, "He's still not coming." I go, and I'm looking for Finley around the ring, and I see him just peering over the apron, not sliding in. So one night he gave me 9 in a row. It was the craziest thing ever.
I can't believe you saw Jackass 3D with Chris Benoit.
That's wild.
What's up, everybody? Alex Worldwide Keller here, and at Thrift Store Jobber, you know, he's looking around for all the cool secondhand wrestling merch finds from yesteryear, but every once in a while, he comes out with some OG merchandizzle, and he's got one for you here. It's an enamel pin of He Who Shall Not Be Named, the Toothless Tiger. Actually, he was a Wolverine. You know who I'm talking about. That's right. It's an enamel pin of Chris Benoit. Benoit? See, they haven't named him in so long. How can I know? But anyway, this will be available at Gangster Party on 420. Those two can't be related. Find out at Thrift Store Jobber, Instagram, Etsy, eBay, and etc. And be sure to use code WORLDWIDE to get 10% off your order.
Take back again.
The enamel pins, the lapel pins, whatever you want to call them. That is the new hot merch item these days. Every wrestler has them. Every wrestling promotion is getting them made. And Pollyanna DIY is the cheapest place in which you can get those made. I've done a lot of research, and I've compared a lot of pricing, and Pollyanna DIY was by far the most affordable for wrestlers and wrestling promoters. And not only that, they also have merchandise for sale for fans. They have an awesome Memphis t-shirt. Chris Hero, I believe, has worn it on NXT television. And they have a great Extreme Roots 91 tee with Eddie Gilbert and Cactus Jack battling in a barbed wire match in 1991. Just great stuff. Please support these guys over at PollyannaDIY.com.
All right, last one from Facebook. Tom's Drive-In or Culver's?
Tom's Drive-In. Has to be someone from Wisconsin, by the way. Tom's Drive-In. Really, really good.
I was going to ask, is it?
Really, really good drive-in food. They got mini corn dogs. Greatest thing ever.
I'm into that.
You like corn dogs?
Yeah.
Really?
I think I did know
This
this.
seems very out of your realm.
I don't know.
What do you put on them?
Nothing.
You know, there's corn in the branding of the corn dogs.
I don't fucking...
But you won't eat corn on the cob or regular corn?
Nah.
All right. It's fair.
This ain't my AMA, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Ask
All right.
Midgets anything.
Here we go. You ready for these quick...
What do you got? You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
You're done?
Twitter's done.
All right,
There's
what do
one.
you got?
Oh, there's one more. Did you ever buy a video from Mark Out Video?
No. What do we got?
Okay, here we go. How did you get hired by WWE?
Ken Anderson. They were looking for a midget for Finley. He says, I know a guy.
I mean, it doesn't really have to be rapid fire. You're answering.
You could explain. Yeah.
You're answering this
It's
you're answering this like it's a fucking Family Feud.
Yeah, here we go. This is not the lightning round of Family
They were
Feud.
looking for a midget for Finley. They tried out a bunch of them. Actually, Jesse from Jesse and Festus.
He's not that small.
Not a midget at all. Yeah, and then they hired me because Ken goes, he can do it, and he literally I owe a lot to him.
Who approached you about joining the three-man band?
It was an idea I had to work with, so I could work with Torito, and then Heath was in Abu Dhabi, and I lost a shitload of weight at the time. I was in best shape in my career, and Heath was in Abu Dhabi, and they go, tonight, Road Dogg comes up, he goes, you wanted this match? Tonight's going to happen. Randomly on SmackDown TV. And I go, yeah.
What was he doing, like promotional stuff in Abu Dhabi or something?
No, they were on tour. They were like, a lot of the roster was on tour. And because it was all one roster at the time. And
like doing like overseas gigs, like split them.
yeah, so all the guys back home it was a SmackDown TV. But a lot of the guys were over in Abu Dhabi doing a tour. Like a 3-day tour. And Road Dogg comes up and goes, all right, you wanted this opportunity and we're going to do it.
Did you like pitch it to Vince or whatever, and it was just an idea
pitched
floating
to
around?
everyone, and for a year, legitimately, John, a year, they said, we don't want to do you and Torito because it's too easy. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, it's too expected. Two midgets in the company, why they would face each other, obviously, everyone knows that. I said, so why not do it?
Yeah.
Well, it's too easy.
Well, are you mad you're the only member of the band unemployed?
No, because I'm having fun.
All right. What was up with the Wile E. Coyote gimmick when you were feuding with Carlito?
Running through a wall? I was a leprechaun. I had magical powers, Steven.
Was that what it was?
Obviously.
Don't sass me like these are my questions.
All leprechauns can paint fucking holes in walls and run through it.
Who pitches this to you?
They told me, and I go, okay. And Carlito goes, I'm going to run into the wall.
Did Freddie Prinze come up with this?
No, this was pre-Freddie Prinze.
Brian Gewirtz?
Probably Brian, actually, yeah. Yeah, I bet.
And
I don't argue at all. I'm on TV.
and they're like, you're going to be like Wile E. Coyote? Was it pitched as Wile E. Coyote? Because that's what it came off as.
You're going to spray paint.
It's like an Acme gag, dude.
Yeah.
But we always had to spell Acme with a K. Because Warner Brothers
AKME?
owns ACME.
How about that?
I didn't know that you actually spray painted
Nah,
Acme
that's
on
great.
there.
There's no way they own that because there's grocery stores called Acme.
I
Like
don't know,
grocery
Steven.
stores.
We always had to spell it AK.
I didn't
that's
know you
wild.
spelled it. at
I
all.
didn't, but it was on the stick of on the dynamite that I blew up Jonathan Coachman underneath the ring.
No. Well, he got his job
It
back.
had to be AKME.
So you think like someone was really into Looney Tunes and they were like,
You think it was Vince?
Yes.
You think Vince
To be
loves
honest,
Looney Tunes?
I think like I was that.
Looney Tunes?
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be Vince loves
God
Looney
damn
Tunes,
it,
right?
that midget is like Roadrunner. It was like
Do they pitch you on this or do they just give you the fucking
they
format
tell me
sheet?
what I'm doing that night, and at that point I go, "Yep, I'm on TV. Let's do it."
Was there like a payoff for where this was going or no?
Yeah, but $1,000. You want to get to the heart of the matter?
Well, speaking of getting to the heart of the matter, did you get a bonus when Mr. Kennedy killed you at WrestleMania 23?
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't crazy. I remember you could see me after he gives it to me off the ladder. You could see me laying there laughing on the DVD. You could see me laughing and him checking on me and me just laughing because I was in such shock that I was on WrestleMania. I was like, this is the craziest thing ever. The guy that trained me.
Did you get in trouble for that?
No.
Before you get to the next question,
Yeah.
there's always like, speaking of that, there's always been this kind of like urban legend or whatever, like, yeah, he's got a couple manias under his belt, so he's got to be doing okay financially. Like, are like the mania bonuses or whatever, the payoffs at that pre-network, I don't know what they are now, but were they as big as people have speculated?
So the good thing was with those, they always came out at about the same time as the big overseas European check, and a lot of times the video game check. So it'd be huge. I mean, that's your royalty check would be amazing. When the pay-per-view check and all the royalties came out, it would be a huge check at once.
What mania did you get the biggest payoff for?
23.
First one, right?
Huh?
That was your first one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Between that and that was my biggest European tour at that time, so it was huge.
So does it all, like, they just all lump it into one check or what?
Yeah, you get a royalty one and then the pay-per-view check as part of your weekly.
All right. Has there been any talk about unifying your Cruiserweight Championship with the winner of the 205 Live tournament?
Nope.
Do you still have the belt?
Short and sweet.
Nah, they gave me a replica. They wouldn't give me the original.
Do they give you a whenever someone wins a belt, do they give them a replica?
Normally, I had to fucking buy mine.
You had to buy it.
What?
Yep.
Why?
I had to get the discounted rave off WWE shop.
Wow.
What's that about? You know what? Maybe that goes into this next question. Did WWE ever become aware of your indie promotion? If so, was there any heat on you about it?
No. Legitimately, they never brought it up. They never.
Do you think they knew?
Oh, they definitely knew towards the end. They
Towards
never
the
brought
end.
it up, though.
How long have you been running that promotion? Before you even got into WWE? Or no? Okay.
I got some fucking belly fuzzes.
Man, the couch just got clean, bro.
What is this, chocolate? What is that, chocolate?
I was in WWE when I started ACW Wisconsin back up, but they never said anything.
So it was a promotion, and then you started it back up.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Just like giving back to the
It
local
stopped
scene?
for a bit. It started in Green Bay, and then it stopped for a bit, and I brought it to Oshkosh.
All right. Do you think you were on NXT when it was at its peak?
Fuck no. My season is easily the worst, and it was the never-ending season. Every week we go, all right, so when's this ending?
Who's in that season?
Me and Titus. Tyson and Darren. Lucky Cannon, Connor,
It's a good grouping of people, though.
Bateman? Is Bateman on there?
Bateman,
Bateman, yeah.
Maxine?
Maxine. She came later.
AJ Lee?
Later.
Well, they're with him.
Caitlin?
I was in the girls one too. With fucking Caitlin and AJ and Maxine and Oksana and Naomi and
Where's out for Naomi? Some good names in that. In terms
Yeah.
of who's working right now.
fucking Lucky Cannon. Oh, who was the big motherfucker from Wisconsin? Oh, fuck. Looks kind of like Braun now. Just tall.
Skinny guy?
Yes. Tall, white, skinny motherfucker.
I know who you're talking about, but I
remember,
can't think
yeah.
of his
I
name.
can't think
I
of
can
his
picture
name.
him, and I don't remember his name.
Starts with an E. There's an E in it.
Oh, something Eli Cottonwood?
Cottonwood.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. 'Cause I always called him Eli Rottenwood.
All
He
right.
wasn't good.
Well, these last two I think are a perfect way to round this out. 1, do you text Vince?
No.
Have you ever texted Vince?
Do you have his number?
Yeah, I did when the suspension stuff happened.
Do you have his number currently?
No.
I can't imagine. Does he change his number a lot? Is he one of those guys?
I don't know. I don't have it on my fucking phone anymore.
I would keep that forever.
Yeah.
bro.
Why do you delete that number? Just in case you get drunk one night and text it by accident?
That's
Okay.
exactly it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Could get you your job back.
Fair
though.
enough.
Nope.
What if you have some brilliant idea when you're wasted and it does get you your job
Doesn't
back?
fucking matter.
It never happens.
Because what I'll do is some night I'll be FaceTiming him drunk.
Oh,
All
man.
night.
Like this with no shirt
Look at
on,
this.
with your belly hanging out,
This
and
fucking
just gym
belly
shorts.
Do you think Bruce and Vince texted?
Huh?
You think Bruce and Vince text? Prichard?
Rumor and innuendo.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right.
You would. Let's talk about your friendship with Brother Love.
Oh man.
He's a buddy of mine.
Were you guys tight when
When we were in New York,
when you were in the territory together?
we were good friends. Yeah, we were. He always looked out for me, and we always had a very fun relationship. It's much closer now. We actually chat quite a bit now, but he's a good guy. I'm really happy for all of his success, and same as Conrad. Conrad is a great dude. I love Conrad.
Dude, did you know about Conrad and Ric Flair's daughter?
No, Steven.
That's
I don't get
wild.
into their personal life.
I mean, that's wild. They announced it. Ric Flair
I know
said
this now.
he's so happy. I know. That's crazy.
Steve Meltzer.
It's crazy,
Steve
man.
Meltzer over here.
Yeah. Hey, I saw that Tracy Smothers and midget match.
FSG.
I give it
Fuck
a
Steve guy.
I give it a 4.5 star only because there was a half man in there.
Stick to wrestling commentary, not comedy.
I was trying to melt with that one.
Let's fucking go. What's
All right.
the last one?
Final
asshole?
question. Here,
There he is.
there he is. There he
There he
is.
is. And folks,
Our man
we're
Sid.
watching the build up to WrestleMania 8 and goddamn stupid Psycho Sid.
He didn't look that angry when he was on the
Sid
phone.
Justice, dude.
I
Sid Justice.
fucking hate him. I hate him. I hate him so much. He's such a piece of shit.
He looks like he'd be related to Greg Iron. That right there. Anyway, here we go. Final question. It's a doozy. If Eric McMahon crashes and Triple H, Stephanie, Linda, Vince, and Shane are all on it, do you inherit the WWE?
This is the fucking dumbest question ever. It was a storyline, Steve.
Listen, man, I'm just a moderator of sorts. I'm just reading the
Steve.
questions given to me.
Steve, I fucking hate you that you asked that last. Like, you had this big build up. The greatest question ever to end the fucking...
Oh, no. I got one
Podcast.
better than that if you want.
Let's go, one more.
All right.
Because I'm ignoring
This
that
is
one.
a real question submitted.
You're ignoring that one like you deleted Vince's number. You don't want to comment. on that.
Exactly.
Political swoggle.
Real question submitted.
Okay.
How did you come up with the name Swoggle?
I took horn off the front. Very simple, Steve. The copyright
real-
horn swoggle.
I'll show
They
you
did
the email.
copyright
I'll
swoggle.
show you the email.
Is that really a question?
Yeah, that was really an email question to me.
Oh.
I
took
feel
the
like
horn off the
maybe
front.
what was meant there was how did you come up with Hornswoggle?
WWE gave me that name because it means to cheat or swindle. And at the time, I was a little snarly heel manager that always cheated and swindled.
Well, see, isn't that interesting? Because you kept pitching that you should be a heel manager, but you came in as a heel manager. So why wouldn't that work?
Tell me, pal.
I don't like him.
Why? That was a good question
You're
right
doing really
there.
well.
Last question.
I like when John asks questions.
Last
I mean, that was a good question.
Last question. Harder than
Last
matter.
question.
Here we go.
Recently, you returned to AIW as a surprise,
Yeah.
winning the AIW Tag Team Championships with PB Smooth. What does that mean to you? Because there's a reason that it happened.
Yeah, because of Biggins.
Right. Now, we've talked about it in private.
What does it mean to me?
Yeah, like just being able to, you know what I mean? Like the reason, you know what I mean? The reason behind it all.
Well, there's two things that mean a lot about this, and I think I talked about this. Maybe I didn't, but I know I told you about this. It means a lot to me because Biggins. Steve's questions made me tired.
They weren't mine, brother.
I was always a Biggins guy, and one of his ideas before he passed was me and PB to be a team or to feud, and so for that to happen means a lot to me because it was one of Biggins' last wishes. You always say. Secondly, why it means a lot is because it's like my first real championship, and post WWE. And
I ain't giving you a replica, brother.
well, I'll fucking steal it. I don't care. You won't see that belt again. The thing is, like, this place, as I've always said, it's like a second home. So for me to be able to be a title holder in a place that I care about a lot means a lot to me. And also, it means more money at the pay window.
And how about that we didn't tell PB until he got there?
That was my favorite thing because he thought we were he didn't.
How about we were worried that he wasn't going to show up because he had car issues, and he just thought he was coming to help out with ring crews.
And then we finally had to tell him, "No, you're working. Get here."
What a rib, huh?
Hell of a rib. Hell of a rib, kid. Not a rib.
He thought he was joining No Consequences
Yep.
Is that what he
Yep.
thought?
with a run-in.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
And then
we finally had to tell him, "You're wrestling tonight. Get here."
because he got a flat tire 15 minutes away from the venue and was like didn't
Didn't know how to change it.
I was waiting on AAA,
Yep.
waiting on AAA.
but
Then he was gonna go just get a new tire and he was gonna get to the show later in the night
Yeah.
because and we're like, no, you fucking better get here. You're wrestling in match like 3.
And we had to push back one match, I remember.
We did. But there were some other things we had to change around.
Yep.
Have you ever hung out with Savio Vega?
I've only met him once at a convention.
Oh, man.
What a question. He's
just-
gonna be at WrestleCon. I thought about it.
Yeah,
for the,
we're watching this old stuff.
Bariquas.
I thought about Savio for the J-Lip, but I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
He'd kill it here.
I don't know,
He'd
brother.
kill it here.
Well, because Grado has a fun Savio Vega story.
I like Grado. Grado's one of my favorite.
Made me think of it.
I like him a lot more than I like you.
Well,
How do we wrap
to be
this
fair,
up?
you don't really like me. I feel like that's about it. I just want to make you upset about one thing because the tweet of you in your shorts eating potato chips was there, and it was liked by Neil, who is a man from some foreign country. I can't make out what the flag is. And he's a big fan of wrestling, and then he's a big fan of and lists all these wrestlers. AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, Mark W. Calloway. These are all Twitter handles. At John Cena. At Tennille Dashwood. To be on the show. At Becky Lynch. At Ms. Charlotte. At Real Kelly Klein. No, Hornswoggle. How's that make you feel? All those names, not you. He's from India, by the way.
Okay, but
where you have toured.
You tagged me in the photo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he obviously follows me, so he saw the tag.
Yep. But you're not listed as one of the people he likes.
Doesn't matter as long as he follows me, Steve.
What was your payday for touring in India? Go.
$2,500.
That'll do it, folks.
And that'll do it, folks. For Swoggle, one half the AIW Tag Team Champions, AIW owner John Thorne. My name is Steve Guy. We'll talk to you next week, everybody, on AIW's The Card is Going to Change.
Never again. Until next time I'm in town.